Things can be silly. Who's... Oh, Autun. Dinner's ready. Tris, can you go get your mother? I nod and stick out a thumbs up. Oh, we're in the perspective of Tris now. Hey, Kyle. At least wait until your mother gets here before you start making a mess.
Tch. You make a mess when you eat too, you know. Also, how many times do I have to tell you not to call me Cal?
How do you always find the worst possible way to shorten someone's name? It sounds even dumber than when you shorten Mommy's names. Oh, okay, just calm down. You're sending food all over the place. A little chair near the window. Mother was in her usual spot, staring off into space. Running up to her, I point to the kitchen and pantomime eating. I'll be right there. My task complete, I turn to go back, but something makes me stop. For as long as I can remember, Mother's always been a quiet person, but has she truly always been like this? Sometimes, looking at her makes my chest hurt. It was as if she was hurting inside, but nobody in the world could understand that.
My chest is hurting inside too, but I think that's heartburn.
I did have a lot of pasta today. Driven by a strong impulse, I wrap my arms around her and bury myself in her warmth. Tris? What's the matter? I didn't understand it very well myself, so for the time being, I just hold on to her. Why? Why are you holding me? Why am I holding you? At that moment, more than ever, I wished I could speak. Words I wanted to tell her with all my heart. Even though I knew I couldn't voice them, I moved my lips. Because I feel like it. My face breaks out in a big, wide smile as I answer. That's not the... I feel like hugging you, Mommy. I don't think that's exactly the expression I as a child would have wanted from my mother if I gave her a hug. Mother's expression twists. Oh, okay. She clutches at her head and keels over. Concerned, I tug at her sleeve. Eat dinner without me. I'll be in my room. Averting her eyes, she pulls away from me, leaving me behind once more. I wanted to reach out to her. I wanted to ask what was wrong, to help her and make sure she was okay. But in the end, all I can do is gaze at her receding back. And just be like, Mom, what the hell? I can't fall asleep. Mother. The expression she had on her face. I couldn't get it off my mind. Realizing I wasn't getting to sleep anytime soon, I decided to grab a glass of water. The sound of breaking glass. Someone was in the kitchen. Though my first reflex is to check it out, something makes me stop. Something was wrong. Hiding in the shadows, I cover my lantern and peek into the kitchen. It was Mother. She was leaning over the kitchen sink, panting, as if in pain. That's when I see it. Dappled in wavering candlelight, something red.
Blood.
Without warning, she pushes off the counter and tears off. The sound of the front door being thrown open splits the night as she disappears into the rain. A whirlwind of questions flood my mind, none of which I had an answer to. One thing alone was clear, though. She was hurt. I need to go after her. Oh, I wouldn't. I was like, stay at home, because she... Look at her, she's all in shadow. It takes all I have to keep up with her. This place. It was a place the adults always told us to stay away from. Minulost? An abandoned area that had never been rebuilt after the Fire of Collapse. The rainbow mist was known to rise and shroud the area at times, making it a dangerous location. Why was she here? Where was she going? The questions swirling in my head only continued to grow as I chased her through the ruins. Under the falling rain, even the light from my lone lantern felt feeble. Suddenly, Mother stops moving. I skid to a halt. Why had I stopped? There shouldn't have been any reason, but when I take a step forward, a whistling sound fills the air and something brushes against my face. I fall onto my rear end. What just happened? My hand trembles as I bring it to my cheek. It comes away wet with something. Something warm.
Blood.
Run. Run away, Tris. The lantern rolls across the floor. It comes to a rest by her feet, illuminating her face. Oh, dang. She become a demon. However, the face that I behold does not belong to someone I know.
Madness.
Madness. There was no other way to describe it. It was the face of one who had fallen into madness. Madness. Panic seizes my heart as the light goes out and another whistle cuts through the air. I need to get away. Stumbling to my feet, I turn and flee. Footsteps. The sound of footsteps behind me. She was chasing me. A deafeningly sharp wind blows past my ear. Realizing I was exposed out in the open, I veer off the street into a series of alleys. The rubble and undergrowth reach out and grab at my feet as I plunge into the darkness. Like the hands of corpses denied salvation. Grabbing, they drag me down the spiral staircase of Minulost's madness. This mist, when did it get so misty? Oh, when did it get so misty? I thought he was asking how the mist got so misty. I had no idea where I was. All I knew was that I needed to get away. I duck as a blur of movement erupts in the corner of my vision. A flash of gleaming silver cuts through the air above me. It lodges into a nearby wooden post, cleaving it nearly in twain. That could have been me. If there had been any doubt before, it was gone. Mother was trying to kill me. Yep. Yeah, that definitely seems like what's going on. Her eyes were like those of a hunter. Those look like hunter eyes to me. Just put a little black triangle, a little black spot there, one there, one there. She got a Sharingan. They draw me in, paralyzing me, strangling me, eating me. Shaking my head violently, I tear myself away and dash into the mist. But her face remained etched in my mind's eye. The way she looked at me, it made me realize something. Even though she was my mother, I didn't know anything about her. Nothing about her past, or nothing about her current self. What was she thinking? What was she feeling? They were all faraway things I didn't understand at all. All I knew was that I was her prey. Where was I? I couldn't tell anymore. Everywhere looked the same. Clip, clack, clip, clack. Unable to rest, unable to breathe. It shouldn't have been possible, but every time I try to slow down, it becomes deafening. The sound of footsteps, ringing through the night, ringing through my skull. I can't stop. I can't stop moving, because if I do, I'll... You'll what? You'll what? How long have I been running for? Everything felt murky and heavy, like time itself had abandoned me. Even the breaths leaving my body felt like they were weighing me down. I can't keep this up anymore. My foot catches on something. I plummet to the ground. Oh, and there we go. This is the initial start of his klutziness. The sound of footsteps. It stops. Dread seizes me. The silence was crushing, suffocating. Even though the noise had been maddening, now that it was gone, I'm afraid. Afraid to look behind me, but the fear of not looking was even greater. My body trembles violently as I force myself to turn around. I can see it. Her dark figure shrouded in malice. Slowly. 1 step. 2. She walks towards me. Clawing at the ground, I drag myself away from her. The moment my back hits something, silver flashes. Driven into desperation, I grab at her arm and try to push the knife back. But it was no use. Slowly but steadily, the knife inches towards my throat. Just when the tip is about to sink into me, though, I notice. While one of her hands was pressing the blade towards me, the other was gripping the edge. Gripping tightly, as if to stop it. That sound effect. Completely draining all tension by being completely out of place and ridiculous. The blood from her trembling fingers spills down. It trickles onto my bare skin. Crash. All of a sudden, something crumbles at my back. A sense of weightlessness grips me. As I tumble through the darkness, a thought crosses my mind. Am I going to die? Shutting my eyes, I resign myself to fate. But then, as if to shield me from the darkness, something wraps me in a tight embrace. The ring. It's dark. It's cold. Far above, a circle of light. Was this a well? You're awake. Someone was holding me. As we fell, they had placed their body between me and the ground. Mom. Don't move, Triss. My body is broken. I wanted to turn around. I wanted to make sure she was okay. Please. But something in her voice stops me. Reluctantly, I let the tension leak from my body. There it is, tension leaking again. Tension isn't a liquid. I let myself be enveloped in her warmth. It was comfortable. So unbelievably comfortable I wanted to cry. When was the last time? The last time she hugged me like this? I couldn't remember. I've always wished for it, that she'd hold me like this. Because whenever we hug, it's always just me holding on to her one-sidedly. Triss, can I tell you a story? Great, now is the time for stories. I know it's not something I should burden you with, but I want someone to listen, and you're the only one here. I wrap my hand around hers and squeeze. I wanted to hear. I wanted her to know I was there for her. Triss, thank you. Mother exhales deeply. It's a story about a foolish woman. A broken woman who lost her pieces. Ooh, ah. No. For a long time, my consciousness drifts through a haze. Hot, heavy. I splinter into fragments. One by one, I piece myself back together, only to end up breaking again. Burn the Vivitch! It plagued me as I flickered between wakefulness and the border of dream. Visions of her burning figure. Mallory. Again and again. Again and again. No matter how many times I try to reach out, my leaden body doesn't make it. Sucks. Am? Am, can you hear me? Anime! You don't have to shout. Oh, thanks the heavens! You're finally awake. Mommy! Kalia tries to hug me, but she fails. Oh. Do-do-do-do-do-do. A muffled pump yo-yo-yo-yoing sounds as she face plants onto the bed. Does it? Does the bed go boy-yo-yoing? I got my beds right here. Not hearing any boy-yo-yoings or pomps. Right, she probably hasn't adjusted to her lack of arms yet. How long have I been out? The last thing I remembered was dragging myself home and treating Kalia and Autun. It's been several weeks now. You really scared me, you know? When I woke up, I found you collapsed with an awful wound and a high fever. The doctor that stitched you up said you got a nasty infection from your injury. Sometimes you just wake up to eat and drink and, you know. You can't say piss because his kid's right there. Piss and shit. But you were never really fully conscious for that. Oh, thank God. You look like shit. That's nice. There were dark bags under Autun's eyes. Haha, let's just say I've handled enough shit to justify looking like it. The aftermath's been pretty rough, but I'm glad you're back with us. There's a lot I can't do with how many hands are now. With great difficulty, Autun forces open his bandaged hands. I see. Little Triss here never left your side the entire time, you know? Triss was sitting at my bedside with tears in his eyes. The doctor said the rainbow flame smoke took his voice. He may never be able to speak again. Triss. I reach out to wipe away his tears, but something makes me stop. The color of life. Vivid and red. It coalesces at my fingertips. Dripping, bleeding, it crawls up my arm as if to consume me. So she's telling this to her son? Like, I went to wipe away your tears, and then all of a sudden there was blood everywhere. When I blink my eyes, it vanishes. My hand falls short of Triss's cheek. As if weighed down by a shackle, it drops by my side. Autun, how are the Bossia children doing? About that. I tried to check up on the Bossias the other day, but for some reason all of Minyalost had been cordoned off. Apparently it's been overrun by rainbow mist.
Am?
Wait, you shouldn't get up yet.
I need to go.
Am, wait. A sense of lightheadedness assaults me as I rise from bed. My body felt weak and unresponsive, but I couldn't spare a second. I needed to make sure they were safe. Girl, come on now. You already know. You already know they did. Grabbing what I can on the way out, I race towards the Basia household. Please, please let them be safe. But the only thing that awaited me was a reality that was far too cruel. Auntie? Alouette's pale and emaciated figure. Look, Linny. Auntie brought us food. Lynette's thin, rotting corpse. Oh, good, good. It wasn't enough to know that they were already dead. Let's have it in a little more excruciating detail. Great. Dia, say thanks. Auntie got us something to eat. And Dia's lifeless body, noose marks still visible around his neck. Thanks. Because of me, Mallory had died. Alouette will be a good girl. And wait. And now, her children as well. So that everyone can be together again. Please take care of my children. Everyone together. They're just like their mother, after all. Together. Little cryberries that get... I keep saying cryberries. Cry babies that get lonely easily but try and act strong. Again. I couldn't protect her. I couldn't even protect what she had left behind. Her last request, her dying wish, it had been for their sake. But even that modest wish of hers, I squeezed Mother's hand. I had no idea. To think she's been bearing such a weight for all this time. The red illusion. Even now I can still see it. It never leaves my sight anymore. For years I tried to live with it. I tried to ignore it. But slowly it spread its stains over my soul, and I did something I couldn't take back. What'd you do? What did you do? What did you do this? Did you graffiti the whole town? I can see it. This world is what's wrong. A vivid delusion that rationality cannot defeat. The world is wrong, the world is broken. I am broken, the world is my enemy. Or if one has said, the world is cruel. The world is wicked. A red that overwhelms all else, splattering the monochrome canvas of the world. Colors. The more I tried to scrape it away, the more vivid its hue became. They make my vision insane. No matter what I do, it won't go away. My vision is insane. My vision is insane. Oomph, oomph. She had been there on that day. Her soul had roared for blood, and had feasted as it was given to her. She had taken... If the world will take, the world will kill and eat. If the world will kill and eat, then I too will take. I too will kill and eat. So is she getting her revenge on everybody who killed Mallory? Like the entire fucking angry mob? Just grabbing them all one by one and murdering them? Goo. Crimson Petals Dance. It's super effective. I take their eyes, sight. Their eyes are taken from them. Sweet nectar overflows. I take their tongue, taste. Their tongue is taken from them. Is this supposed to be like a song? Like, why is there the backslashes? Ivory stems separate. I take their fingers, touch. Their fingers are taken from them. A caged heart sings. I take their ears, hearing. Their ears are taken from them. It crumbles into ash. I take their nose, smell. Their nose is taken from them. I want to take more. Oh good, a little more splotches. Red, the color of life. I continue to take more. But no matter how much I take, red, the color of death, more is taken from them. Splurch. It's not enough. Splurch. Red, the color of all. Splurch. Red, the color of none. Splurch. It's never enough. Red. 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 Red, 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 red. With varying uses of case sensitivity. Very good. Same old anime, just murdering at will. Some people never change.